What's going on, y'all? My name is Terrence and I go by T. And every morning I come to y'all in my white tee and my headset and we break down a chapter of the Bible. And today we're breaking down Genesis chapter 19. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start off with verses 1 through 3, where two angels visit Lot and Sodom. The two angels who visited Abraham in Genesis 18 went to Lot and Sodom and met with him in the city. They told him that they intended to spend the night in the public square, but Lot insisted on hosting them in his house. Then we get into Genesis 19, verses 4 through 11. The immoral people of Sodom surround Lot's house and demanded the angels be brought out to them so they could have relations with him. Lot refused and even went so far as to offer his daughters to the men in order to protect his guests. But the men of the city wouldn't take no for an answer, and they pressed forward, intending to break down the door. The angels saved Lot by pulling him into the house and striking the men outside with blindness. Then we get into Genesis 19, verses 12 through 22. Lot and his family end up escaping Sodom. The angels told Lot to gather all his family and flee because God was going to destroy Sodom for its wickedness. Lot tried to get his son-in-laws to flee with him, but they wouldn't listen. When morning dawned, Lot hesitated to leave. The angels told him he must go. But the angels took a hold of him, his wife, and his two daughters and brought them outside the city. Lot's family was told to find refuge in the town of Zoar, and they were told not to look back as God destroyed the city of Sodom. And then in Genesis 19, verses 23 through 29, God rained brimstone and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah, which destroyed the city's plants and the people. Lot's wife disobeyed the angels and looked back after fleeing Sodom, and she was turned into a pillar of salt. Then we get into Genesis 19, verses 30 through 38. Lot was afraid to stay in the city of Zoar, so he and his daughters lived in a mountain cave. Lot was growing old and didn't have a male descendant to pass on his name, so his daughters decided to get him drunk and sleep with him and become pregnant by him in hopes of conceiving a son. Their plan, however disturbing, did work, and they gave birth to two sons. The eldest gave birth to Moab, the father of the Moabites. The younger gave birth to Ben, the father of the Ammonites. And this is how this chapter ends, but let's go ahead and review some of the important details. And I think something to remember here is surrounding yourself with ungodly people will make your life harder. Lot was flourishing when he was with Abraham, but his decisions to go to Sodom and make his home with evil people cost him his peace, his family, and his wealth. The same is true for us. Surrounding ourselves with ungodly people may have certain benefits in the short term, but the negative effect of those people has a detriment on our lives and souls over the long term. And that's how we're going to end Genesis chapter 19. See you guys in the next one.